What's up, guys? I've been practicing TIG welding. I think I'm kind of getting the hang of it. Still got a long way to go, but we're getting there. So this is our heat shield for our brake master cylinder. We're going to be installing that today, and also we're going to be putting these on the turbo lines and the vacuum lines that go by the turbo, because turbos get hot and I don't want to melt one of the vacuum lines, or worse, the oil lines for the turbo. From here on out, we are calling these our protection, because it's just easier to say than heat sheathing or shielding, and I don't know which one it is. So this is protection for our oil and vacuum lines. So our heat shield is going to go right here. This hole right there goes onto the brake master cylinder. There's a bolt down there, right there, that bolt. And then these bolts to it here, and I decided, you know what, let's bondo the holes up because we're not going to use them, right? And look where we are. I totally forgot that that's how it mounts to there, so we're going to have to pop the holes out and then we can mount this. So on a heat shield, I had to notch that little corner out because it runs into where our strut brace goes, and rather than modifying the strut brace, we can just notch the corner. So that's what I did. Got the Bondo out of the holes. I had to retap the hole on the bottom because it had a bunch of Bondo in the threads. The bottom was good and the top one is just a regular hole, so it's going to have a nut and bolt. And now our heat shield is installed. I think it came out pretty good. I mean it's sturdy that way, but this way it moves a little bit, but that's only because it bolts out here, not in there. So there's a little bit of play, but that's not a big deal. Now what do you guys think? Should we keep it that color, or should we put that reflective gold tape on it, or should we paint it black? Or what do you guys think would look best? Because I'm not too sure yet. I'm going back and forth between a few of those, and I just don't know yet. But anyways, now that that is done, we can now get our turbo lines protected. So we got our protection on our oil feed. It goes down there, and then we have our two vacuum lines, one coming off the turbo going to the wastegate and the boost controller, and also our blow-off valve vacuum line. We have those going into this same section up to this, there's a T there where it goes to the blow-off valve and then the boost controller. That is as much as we're going to do for there. And also keep in mind that we will have a turbo blanket, so it'll keep the heat more contained on the turbine housing. It won't really spread too much. That's the whole point of a turbo blanket. And now we're going to get the oil drain protected. So we ran into a little bit of a problem with our protection. This guy is not big enough for the drain line. You may be thinking to yourself, why didn't you measure your drain line and then get the size for there? Well, I did. Dash 10 AN hose is 5/8 of an inch. This guy right here, that's 5/8 of an inch. Our protection, that is 1 inch on the inside, is 1 inch, so it's got enough room for here. But the fittings are bigger than an inch. The fitting is that red guy right there, and I don't like that it's red, so I wanted that to cover it, but I can't because this just isn't big enough. So I'll order some. I'll probably get 1.5 inches just to be safe. Then we'll be able to put that on. For now, we got what we need to get on. Before I end it, I want to throw the Street Faction bash bar back on the 240 because I like how it looks, and I've had it off for quite a while, and I've just been too lazy to put it back on. So we're just gonna put it on real quick, and then we can be reminded of how good it looks. Doesn't that just look so much better? So not that it matters right now, but since I got the TIG welder, once I get good at that, I'm going to start fabricating stuff for the car. And one of the things I want to do is make a skid plate. So I'll come down from the Street Faction bash bar to the frame, have it bolt to the frame so everything's still removable, and then have the skid plate there, and then have holes in the skid plate so air can still pass through. That's on the list. It's not high up there right now, but it's definitely on the list. Number 1 on the list is actually an exhaust. Let me show you. So in this box back here, we have an assortment of tubes. So in that box was all this. It is some stainless steel tubing. It's all 2.5 inch, only because 3 inch is so much more expensive than 2.5. I really don't think we're going to see that much of a difference between the two. I'm not going for super high power, so 2.5 is going to do just fine. And if we need to upgrade to 3 later on, we can upgrade to 3. But I'll at least get some practice TIG welding on stainless with this. So that's what's going to be happening in the near future, but I have to get way better at TIG welding before I'm going to even attempt to TIG weld stainless. Alright guys, just want to end the video here. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you did, comment down below, and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.